Just at Riverdale, they lead Henry County by 2 scores as we take a break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust.
Every great football team plans and prepares for all situations. At Wilson Bank and Trust, we help you prepare for life's expected and unexpected events with our savings accounts. Some popular savings options include money markets and certificates of deposit. With a savings account, you will earn interest, which means your money is constantly growing. Like every great coach knows their team, we know our community. We understand your needs and the winning plays to help you achieve success. Let's craft a financial strategy that fits you.
Was actually an injury timeout on the field as Riverdale edge rusher JoJo Smith walked off. He'll be looked at by Riverdale trainers on the sideline. Very important player, leader for this Warrior defense, who had a sack in the opening series of the game that really set the tone for Riverdale to get the ball and march down the field to take their first lead, 7-0. They've led the whole way since. Henry County trying to get back in this thing with 6.5 minutes to play. On second down, Aiden Spellings weaves through tackles, breaks free again. Spellings into the end zone. Have yourself a night, Aiden Spellings. 41 yards for the sophomore, and Henry County isn't going anywhere, cutting it down to 1 score again.
You ask me, what does it mean when you're a young player, it's your second start, and your coaching staff keeps calling your number? It adds to your legitimacy, right? Sometimes when you're a new starter, you kind of have to get broken in. You maybe have a few flat routes. They're calling Spellings. They're telling him, hey, youngin, this is your team, so take the reins.
Big extra point here for Killian Snow to make it a 7-point game. And it's going to be blown dead before he gets the chance.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 74 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, re-kick the down.
That's left tackle Patrick Conroy, the senior. Make it just a little tougher for Snow.
If you ever ask yourself what's going on in these young men's head that causes them to jump off sides and have these penalties, I'll tell you what, breathe. In, out. We're in the tail end of the game right now. All the discipline starting to be tested.
Snow, he's 1 for 2 on PATs tonight. It's blocked. It's blocked by that Riverdale front. And it remains an 8-point game. Jeremiah Weaver, the senior, gets in front of it. So the penalty makes a big impact, Bruno. Still a 1-score game. But Henry County will need a touchdown and a 2-point play to tie it up.
And the kick was just too low. I don't think there was any special backfield pressure or anything. It just ended up being too low of a kick. And number 20 for Riverdale, Jeremiah Weaver, the senior linebacker, able to just get his hands up. Might be the play that wins him the game. It's just this random PAT here in the fourth quarter with 6:28 left to play.
We'll have the Bass Tire stop of the game coming up in the fourth quarter. That could loom large. But Henry County with a 41-yard scamper touchdown by Aiden Spellings. What a move over the middle of the field to break loose. And he is having himself a night here in week 2.
And I don't know if you noticed that, those Henry County lead blockers, they've been smashing and creating contact. Now they're finishing blocks 10, 20 yards down the field. I actually saw like 3 Henry County players block 3 men out of the frame.
190 yards on the ground for Aiden Spellings. That 41-yard rush makes it a 1-score game. But 23 carries, 190 yards, and both Henry County touchdowns. Did it in the air last week with 4 passing touchdowns in the win over Brighton, and he's getting it done on the ground for James Counts Jr.'s Patriots tonight. But they need to stop Bruno to get the ball back and try to make this a tie game.
We got to imagine, too, if Henry County, if they manage to get Riverdale's offense to go 3-and-out, I mean, Riverdale's defense is absolute gas right now.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 6.5 minutes to play. 1-score game in week 2 from Murfreesboro.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham, and Sonic, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you, the viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecasts: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support. Henry County and our host, Riverdale High School.
Coming out of the Riverdale timeout, James Counts Jr. in year 10 at his alma mater, 89-21, looking for win number 90. Following in the footsteps of his father, James Counts Sr., who passed away in 2017, the winningest coach in Henry County history, 2 state championships, and Counts Jr. is upholding that standard with the Patriots and trying to lead his team back. They've trailed the whole way here in Murfreesboro, and he's doing it against an old family friend, Will Kreisky, a Henry County alum himself, as well as his twin brother Matt, the head coach at Blackman High School. These two may be separated by 150 miles, but there are close connections all over the place here, and Henry County has made it close again with a 41-yard touchdown by Aiden Spellings, and the Patriots are lining up for an onside kick. In an 8-point game, timeout on the field, and a flag flies.
Looks like it'll be against Henry County.
You immediately saw the reaction from Will Kreisky, pointing something out and then clapping.
Prior to the snap, encroachment. Over here, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
If you're Henry County, does this change anything about the decision?
It doesn't change anything about the decision. It just, you hear it, you put your head down, then you think next play, you're back up, you go again.
They're going to try it. It's been that kind of night for both teams, really. Very penalty-ridden ball game. Both teams looking to finish the night at 2-0. Killian Snow will try and execute the onside kick. No, he'll go deep. Fielded at the 10. Working his way to the 30-yard line and rolled down at the 35 is Caden Bailey. Nice return by the senior. 27 yards on the run back. And Henry County elects not to go for the onside kick. Riverdale will come back out on offense, and now the onus shifts over to the Patriot defense.
If the Patriot defense can lock in on these early downs, it's going to be real tough for Riverdale. I mean, the Riverdale defense has been on the field for much of the second half, the time of possession in Henry County's favor in that regard. But Riverdale only needs a field goal to make it a 2-score game.
Malachi Tellin, the junior quarterback, has been splitting reps with Dante Cameron, but he's had the keys this whole second half. He'll hand it off here to DJ Taylor. The senior back drives the pile to the 40. It's a nice 5-yard gain on first down by Taylor, who didn't look like he had any room to run.
We talk about the key to the game coming in, match the physicality. And that's going to be on Taylor's shoulders as the leader, strongest athlete on the team. I imagine he'll get his number called again plenty of times on this drive.
13 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown for the MTSU commit, number 1, DJ Taylor. Physical runner, but can break one loose at any moment. Riverdale could use one of those here to ease some of the pressure of a 1-score lead. Man in motion, getting the handoff is Malik Hicks, being chased around in the backfield. Henry County player is down as Hicks is brought down, and a flag flies. That was Landon Rhodes, who stayed down, but does pick himself back up, number 88 in white. And it looks like a face mask against Henry County. Big blow on what looked like a tackle for loss to make it 3rd and long for Riverdale.
Personal foul, face mask, number 25 on the defense. 15-yard penalty resulting in a first down.
Take a look, number 25. The hand reaching out up on the face mask. Can't have it. You got to keep it low around the hip. That is on Isaiah Williams, the senior for Henry County. Can't have it. Riverdale gets a little bit bailed out after a tackle for loss. If you notice the Henry County defense, they kind of have an idea of the snap count. A lot of the outside rushers are getting a real good jump at the ball. They're lining up their inside guys into the A gaps. It's as if they're daring Riverdale to throw it. They want them to try and spread it out. Maybe go for the jump, try and force a turnover, especially now that they're on the other side of the field.
That marks 108 yards in penalties against Henry County tonight. Timeout on the field. It's taken by Riverdale. Their second one of the half. Will Kreisky wants to talk about it with his football team. With an 8-point lead, a 1st and 10, under 5 minutes to play. What are you thinking here? If you're the Riverdale offense, play caller Justin Barnes, and it seems like Malachi Tellin has really settled in as this team's quarterback to close it out.
I'd probably like, on the earlier downs, stay with Taylor. Then maybe on a 3rd, hopefully short, you might transition to Bailey, get him out in the open space, but you still want to stay on the rush. Because imagine they don't use their timeouts, you take off a lot of time on the clock, and then you get a good punt. That punt would be down in field position. In that best case scenario, Henry County scores with an uncharacteristic 2-minute-ish drive, and then they're forced to convert that 2 points. So I think a lot of people are against that conservative style of play. I don't want you to play conservative. I want you to rush like your life depends on it. If you convert, great. If not, we'll still be in a great position.
Fridays at 6:30. Don't miss out on Fox 17 Football Frenzy, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. It's a pregame show this year. Fox 17 Sports Director Jill Jelnick previews all the high school football action. Don't miss it. Fox 17 Football Frenzy, 6:30s on Friday, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. Power run forward by Tellin, the quarterback. Haven't seen him run it too much tonight. It's only his 3rd carry, 9 yards. His quarterback colleague, Dante Cameron, more of the ball carrier between the two. Well, that's a 3-yard gain for 2nd and 7.
Thought it was unusual on early down. They lined up in an empty backfield. Then they had Taylor motion across for that fake, and not a single Henry County player even bid on that jet sweep.
Tellin gives to Taylor. Stymied at the 40. And it's going to bring up 3rd down for the Riverdale offense. Trying to churn some more clock with an 8-point lead at home. Hoping to avenge a 21-20 loss last season in what was the first ever meeting between these two programs. And Henry County needing a stop here on 3rd and 4.
You can see it kind of a lot of the early year mannerisms, the body language, the pile, everyone's kind of lolling around. Especially, this is the clutch time of the game right here. The game will be decided on plays like this. Whichever team, they bring the energy.
Taylor will get the chance. Stays on his feet. DJ Taylor, trying to kill the game off, is in the end zone. Touchdown Riverdale, 41 yards by DJ Taylor.
There are no flags on the field. The play will stand for the Riverdale offense. And DJ Taylor, the Middle Tennessee State commit, as we take a look at his stat line on the night, 15 attempts for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. When I talk about the softening process for Henry County, that is also the same for Riverdale.
Khalil Arman to make it a 15-point game. He does. And Riverdale continues to keep Henry County at arm's length with a big 41-yard touchdown on 3rd down by DJ Taylor. Still over 3 minutes to play. Henry County with all 3 timeouts, so don't go anywhere yet. But what a response from Riverdale. 5 plays, 65 yards, 3:20 off the clock.
Henry County is going to struggle to really make use of their time here. A lot of their offense is based on the rush. As we look for the payoff at the pounding of the rock. And I mean, this is just Taylor kind of saying, because there were about 5 Henry County players that got a hand on him, but he was able to keep those feet churning. The defensive side of the football, the wear and tear has caught up with the Henry County defense. Taylor makes him pay.
So Riverdale getting it done on the ground. It's been a balanced effort tonight by the Warrior offense. 124 yards in the air, 148 on the ground, 98 of that yardage from that man right there, DJ Taylor, with smiles on his face on the Riverdale sideline.
You can see he's ear to ear with it. He'll go on to play for my former coach, Derek Mason. He'll love that. Derek Mason's a fan of the running back position, whereas I believe people who are aware in the local area, Brett Stockstill and Coach Stockstill, they love throwing it around in a spread style. Derek Mason's going to rush, so Taylor will get his chance to make some plays at the college level.
You won't have to go far. Keep it right here in Murfreesboro for his college career. As Khalil Arman with another touchback. He's only had 1 kickoff not land in the back of the end zone. Really a weapon at this level that you don't see too often.
And the one that did go at the back of the end zone, I believe, was off of a penalty. So very good. It neutralizes the special team aspect entirely.
So Henry County comes out. They'll be on the 20, 3 timeouts, 3:08 to go, down 15. How much do you have to change up what you do on offense here?
As much as I hate it for the young man to put the pressure on him, but it's on Spellings to air it out, run it out. It's going to be on him to dig Henry County out of an impossible position on his only 2nd start ever.
He's had a great night on the ground, Aiden Spellings, but he's going to go to the air here. Still with it, scrambling around in the pocket. Spellings throws it away as he's driven down, and a flag flies in what looks like will be intentional grounding. Jake Patterson brought the heat.
We wait for the official call. A great job by Jake Patterson, the senior defensive lineman for Riverdale. Doesn't get a free on the initial rush. That was an effort play.
The penalty, intentional grounding on Henry County.
So Bobby Garrison gives us the call, and it moves Henry County back to their own 10. And, of course, losing the down. So a tough hole to dig out of for this Patriot offense,
It's 2nd and 19.
whose identity is so built on being physical and run heavy. Spellings is going to keep again here with room out to the left side, and he is pile drive down by Fuqua, but a nice gain by Spellings to get back out across the 15. Brings up 3rd down.
Henry County's offense just isn't built for the situation they're in right now. Not a lot of offenses are built for it. You know, Henry County wants to keep the game closer, stay on a consistent level, and then pull away with it on the end, which it looked like they were about to start catching up with. Riverdale's offense, and DJ Taylor had a different say so.
Spellings with 3 wide right, rolls that way, lofts it downfield. It's a little too high for Martez Rack.
The pass intended for Martez Rack is incomplete.
4th and 13, and Henry County with no choice but to keep the offense on the field here. And as I say that, they roll out the punt team. James Counts Jr. deciding his unit just pinned too deep.
Henry County input.
I agree too. I mean, at least right here you can change the fields, and we've seen some crazier stuff. I know last week we saw so many special teams, great plays, great blunders. You could have a drop, you could have it touch a player from the Riverdale side and recover, but when you're pinned this deep, I believe the only option is punt, as we do take a timeout on the Henry County side.
That's their first of the half. trailing by 15, just over 2 minutes to play. Both units still on the field. Maybe a personnel issue that James Counts Jr. wanted figured out. Check that, no timeout called, just a timeout on the field by the official. They signaled the timeout from the sideline, but we'll play on here. Killian Snow. Into the Murfreesboro sky. And it rolls out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That's where Riverdale will take over to try and close this thing out, up 15.
At the Warrior 39.
So, 15-point lead. Let's take a look at our Bass Tire stop of the game. And it will go to Henry County cornerback Brock Betties with this interception near the end of the first half. Betties, an unselfish player according to his coach, actually has played some quarterback for this team, but is so good as a receiver and a corner that they've just had to keep him out there. The nephew of head coach James Counts Jr. And he's going to help this team a lot down the stretch as Henry County looks for another region title.
Absolutely. It was a big play on the interception there, able to stop Riverdale from getting into a scoring position at the end of the half, give his team their own scoring chance. But the ball just hasn't fallen their way here late in the second half.
On 1st and 10, Caden Bailey, room to run. He explodes through the hole. Caden Bailey will not be caught, and the Riverdale Warriors, with a 61-yard touchdown, are running wild now over the Henry County Patriots at home in week 2. A penalty flag flies during the celebration, but they won't take that touchdown away from the senior Caden Bailey, his first one of the season.
Just your typical inside zone with a backside sift. That's where they bring the front side tight end on the backside, allow you to hit C-to-C gap, and Bailey just has a different gear. Got a majority of his touches here in the second half after the call of the penalty.
They'll assess it on the kickoff.
He's to snap, Billy to hold, Armand to a kick.
Armand puts it up and through. Riverdale 34, Henry County 12.
The point is up, the point is
And it has been a complete performance from the Riverdale Warriors. A one-play, 61-yard drive. Caden Bailey with the touchdown. And this fan base will head home happy tonight as they'll get set to travel to Beach in week 3, but we'll enjoy this one still with 1:50 to play. Caden Bailey extends the lead.
Still a lot to work on for Riverdale, especially from the procedure and the discipline side of things, specifically on the offensive side of the football, because they had great explosiveness. They had a great dynamic. They showed good operation with a 2-quarterback system. They hit on the flat. They hit over the top. They had great inside rush game. They had sweep outside rush game. So they kind of showed that they have the whole package. Their personnel all have good stories. Taylor, a very good athlete, committed to Middle Tennessee. Bailey, my personal favorite story with the underdog story. And now they kind of reclaim what was a dominant performance in the first half. Now they have the score to back it up here, ending the game.
Armand will boot it back to the Patriots, who will have 1:50 to work on a couple things here in closing in Murfreesboro. But a big night for head coach Will Kreisky, leading this football team against his alma mater, Henry County High School. Taking it out to the 20 and rolled down there is Peyton Littleton.
Littleton on the return.
And the Henry County offense will come back on the field.
Tackled by Porter.
Flag is down. Said those words a lot tonight.
I'll be interested to see the stats at the end of the game. I wonder if we have more penalty yardage than real yardage.
Fans, the Warriors next week will
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 20 on the red team. 15 yards penalty, resulting in a first down.
Tomahawk Stadium against Germantown.
That'll be on the red team, Lucas.
Again,
I believe that's Riverdale. They're both a little red.
not wrong.
It's more of a brown, I think, at least from up here.
So the Henry County offense, certainly with some things to work on tonight, but Aiden Spellings, huge bright spot.
Huge bright spot. I think they just failed to get it rolling a little earlier, get Spelling some help.
They'll run again here. Leaps over the pile, but he's hit on the way down. And Hudson Fuqua, again from that safety spot, laying the wood.
Spellings showing that 17-year-old immortal body, the workload from quarterback he's had tonight. I'm sure he'll feel it tomorrow, but the recovery you have at that age, no worries from him. He's going to put it on the line the entire 4 quarters.
It is a 5-yard gain that puts him over 200 rush yards on the night. And both Henry County touchdowns have come courtesy of Aiden Spellings. He'll add to that total here. Another first down run across midfield. It's a UA Local 572 first down. As we've got a minute to go in Murfreesboro.
The result of the play is a first.
Riverdale will
Henry
improve to
County.
2-0.
Timeout.
Henry County will fall to 1-1. The Patriots take a timeout here.
It's like J.C. Haynes, number 11 for Riverdale.
So while we hit a pause,
That's another Avis budget car and truck.
let's go to our plays of the game.
Budget car and rental.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Army National Guard. Let's give a little love to Khalil Arman, the kicker, with a couple of chip shots. Helped Riverdale extend the lead on multiple occasions. We talked about his consistency on the kickoffs with the touchbacks. And that's going to be a weapon for Riverdale to lean into when they get into conference play, or region play, I should say. And we all know what a region that is between Blackman, of course, coached by Will Kreisky's twin brother, Matt, another Henry County alum, Siegel, and Oakland, most of all, which will be the season finale on this schedule. Tough slate, as always, for the Warriors. But they'll be happy to get off to a 2-0 start to the season. Khalil Arman, a nice night for the young man. Spellings around the right side. Thrown out of bounds by Braylon Burns.
Tackle for the Warriors.
Stops the clock at 52 seconds.
And Braylon Burns.
Henry County offensive front still playing hard, fast, physical football. I see them driving 10, 12 yards down.
On the field.
And guess what?
Flag on the play. I'm very excited to see the final stats from this game, Lucas.
They will be interesting. Diesel Ward checks back in. That's a happy man, Malachi Tellin. Hugging his running back, Caden Bailey. Apart from the penalties, if you're Riverdale, you got to be really happy with the operation, just in terms of the execution when they weren't getting called back or flat.
Yeah, I think the one turnover they had from the quarterback position wasn't too much of a big deal. I think they matched the physicality. It's just an all-around good game from them. Special teams, offense, defense.
That's Diesel Ward getting the snap from the Wildcat.
Spellings on the run.
Ticking down here in Murfreesboro.
Correction.
Henry County
Ward
will
on the carry.
stay on the road. They will begin region play in 7-5A at Springfield. Riverdale will hit the road to Beach. Spellings tumbles across the 20 and into the Riverdale red zone. Timeout on the field. Stop is made by Jake Patterson. Bright season ahead for both of these programs that have established so much consistency over the years. as Riverdale will look to repeat as region champs, as will Henry County. Let's take a look at our player of the game on the night. Presented by Bart Durham, and it is quarterback Malachi Tellen, was splitting reps early with Dante Cameron. But 11 of 16, 124 yards, a touchdown, an interception. And the Rockvale transfer, the junior, kind of grabbed the reins of this offense in the second half and went the rest of the way with it.
And the one turnover he did have this game, it was kind of a situational, kind of okay, you know. It was like a theoretical punt. Throw it up, if they come down with it, great. So we don't hold that one against him. And we actually saw him rush the football a little bit when needed, so much so that it drew the Henry County defense in for their first score at the red zone.
Will be an interesting dynamic down the stretch between the two quarterbacks, Dante Cameron and Malachi Tellen for Riverdale. As here's Henry County for a 2nd and 2 out of the timeout. 18 seconds left. Spelling's going to run again, looking for room on the right side, and scampers out of bounds at the 10. And Will Kreisky has said there's no bad blood between the two. In fact, last week, Malachi Tellen with a nice performance against Smyrna with 2 touchdown passes, and Kreisky said he had to pull Cameron back from running out on the field and celebrating with his fellow quarterback. As you look at the Riverdale coach with Climb written across the front of his sweatshirt, stands for commitment, little things, intensity, mental toughness, and brotherhood. A little something they borrowed from their trip down to Florida State in the offseason, as Riverdale defensive coordinator Zach Rail played for the Florida State defensive coordinator at UTC, Adam Fuller. Kreisky likes the saying, and they're rolling with it. Maybe can work on some of the little things with the penalties, but the rest of it, pretty good tonight for the Riverdale Warriors. As the clock stops with 1 second to go here.
Refs are waving it off. The Riverdale players are running off. There is 1 second on the clock. And the ref's actually waving it back on. You hear from the visual signal of, I believe this is a 1 when you hold up your index finger.
Will Kreisky not happy with it. Let's get an explanation from Bobby Garrison. So some confusion on the field here as the clock is down to zeros, but the Riverdale defense is back out there. This thing's all but over.
Hold on, we have 2 seconds on the clock now, Lucas Panzica.
And Bobby Garrison is making sure we know that. We're getting word he's trying to get 11 seconds on the clock.
Well, maybe if he doesn't raise 1-1 twice and he uses both hands to signal 2-1 side by. There we go.
I think he heard you.
I'm a bit of the idea guy around this production.
That's what they call you.
There it is again.
11 seconds to come back on the clock. Never a dull moment. High school football in Tennessee, we love it.
Shut up, man, and play.
Bobby Garrison and his crew doing a great job tonight. Been busy. They have been busy. You want to play a game? Total penalty yardage on the night, both teams.
And I'm totally blind here. I don't have the stats in front of me, so I'll guess with you. Let me go 280.
Little high. 209.
Okay.
Is the answer, but very even. 108 to Henry County, 101 to Riverdale. Just week 2 things.
It looks like we have had landfall with 11 seconds now officially on the play clock.
And here we go. Aiden Spelling's trying to finish strong here for the Patriots. Starts right. Reverses field to the left. He's hit inside the 10. Driven down. And that just might do it. And it will. Zeros on the clock. Your final score from Riverdale High School. The Riverdale Warriors 34, the Henry County Patriots 12 as Riverdale improves to 2-0. Henry County falls to 1-1. In the all-time series between these two longtime family friends, Will Kreisky and James Counts Jr., is evened up at 1 apiece. Kreisky shaking hands with the coaching staff for his alma mater, Henry County, before heading back into his locker room here at Riverdale High School, where he has established a great consistency here at the 6A level. He improves as the head coach at Riverdale to 65-30. James Counts Jr. will have to wait another week to go for his 90th win as the head coach of the Henry County Patriots. Two teams that will look to make some noise in the postseason, but Riverdale winners tonight. We'll be back with trophies, an interview from Riverdale head coach Will Kreisky, and more as the Warriors win 34-12. The Riverdale Warriors are 2-0 after a 34-12 win over the Henry County Patriots, who fall to 1-1 here on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Alongside Bruno Reagan, I'm Lucas Panzica. There are the final stats. Henry County, a very run-heavy team. Nothing going in the passing game tonight. Aiden Spellings getting the job done on the ground, but ultimately the Warriors, Bruno, just too balanced to overcome.
Yeah, Warriors, as you said, extremely balanced. They started out with a great rushing attack after their long pass, so their offenses are complementing and opening each other up. A lot of penalties, though, on the offensive side. They'll have to clean that up. For the Patriots, I mean, they stuck to what they knew, and that's rushing the football. They just got to it a little too late to open up their passing game.
Sammy Kincaid is down on the field with Riverdale head coach Will Kreisky after the win.
Coach, you just talked to your team about how there were a lot of mistakes, but you were able to still get a win even with that and against your alma mater. How's it feel right now?
Well, it feels good. You know, we're going to stress the penalties and the mistakes that we need to correct. We'll meet on Sunday. These guys will come in. They're going to come in with a good attitude. Again, we're replacing a lot, but again, that's no excuse at Riverdale. Riverdale, you just expect to win. They expect you to win here, and I'm proud of what these kids did tonight. They had a chance. They could have fell apart. They kept fighting, and they had a big win against a really good 5A program. And I'm proud of these young men right now.
And this week we talked a lot about DJ and also Caden. Both of them had 2 explosive plays that led to touchdowns, securing the win. What can you say about your running backs?
Well, they're good kids. They've been with us 4 years. They bought in the program. They do what we ask them to do. They're leaders of the team. They're part of the core. They believe into what we preach with Climb, about the commitment, the little things, the intensity, mental toughness, and brotherhood. And when those guys show that, other guys follow them, and we're really proud of that.
All right, you're going to hate me for this one, Coach, but you told me that they've taught you some dance moves, including a motorcycle. So I'm going to hand the trophy off, and you're going to do the motorcycle. Let's see it, Coach. Let's see it.
Well done, Sammy, and well done, Coach Will Kreisky, a man of his word after the win, 34-12 over Henry County. The Warriors are 2-0. Join us next week. MyTV 30 Sports starts region play in Middle Tennessee Friday, September 6th at 7 p.m. as the Marshall County Tigers head to Sumner County for a regional showdown against the Bison of Station Camp right here on MyTV 30. But it's been fun. Riverdale wins 34-12 over Henry County, and all of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham Injury Law, and Sonic, who through their contributions to the program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2024 Friday Night Rivals telecast: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support. Henry County High School and our host, Riverdale High School, who leave tonight winners 34-12. From my partner Bruno Reagan and Sammy Kincaid on the sideline and our fantastic crew, I'm Lucas Panzica saying goodnight. We'll see you next week at Station Camp on the Tennessee Army National Guard's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law.